Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nerds Drink Whiskey. For those of you who don't know, on March 16th, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
16th.
We are going to be at Louie G's for an Irish whiskey tasting. If you love this show, please spread the word. We need as many people out there as possible. If you love this show and you want this show to grow and even continue, please spread the word. Invite as many people as possible. What we're starting at 12 noon, so high noon. I wanted to pick a time that's really easy to remember, but it's Louie G's. Go to nerdsdrinkwhiskey.com/events for more info. And we'll have links in the show notes. But we're doing a kind of a special episode today. We got our local friends, Sandstone Distillery. We only have one bottle sitting here, but this is basically what we got in this lowball glass. Is for 3 weeks we had a bottle of Sandstone sitting in Redhead Barrels, and that sat for 3 weeks. Aging, kind of doing a finish, but this is virgin oak, so it actually can still be considered bourbon. So this is, I guess, officially Nerds Drink Whiskey bourbon, and this is the original Sandstone bourbon. And I did a blind taste test. I think sometime in the future we should do one with all you guys, but pitting Weller's up against Sandstone, and I personally could not tell the difference. So in a blind taste test, so I think maybe we should get Tracy from Capital Scotch and Whiskey, see if he can tell the difference. But I want to see who can tell the difference between Sandstone and Weller's. But today we're going to find out if we can tell the difference between Sandstone in a Redhead barrel for 3 weeks and Sandstone straight out of the barrel bottle as they sell it. See if we can tell the difference between those, see what differences we notice. It's not a blind taste testing. We know which is which, but anyways, here we go. We're going to taste them back to back. So Rick Moranis, Dark Helmet, do your thing.
Ludicrous speed.
Okay, the one in the shot glass is, again, Sandstone straight out of the bottle. The one in the lowball glass is the one that sat in the mini cask for 3 weeks. I think I like the Sandstone straight out of the bottle better than the one that sat in the cask. It loses a lot of sweetness here, but also... I showed at the beginning of this episode how much angel share is lost. That's how much a brand new oak barrel soaks in, as well as evaporation. That's called the angel share. And but I actually like the Sandstone straight out of the bottle than the one out of the mini cask. I don't know, Gabe.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, I do like the Sandstone straight out of the bottle. I almost like the stuff in the cask just a little bit better. It's a little smoother, a little easier going down, but it still has that distinct flavor from Sandstone. It's just really, really delicious, and it's just a little easier bit going down. Now, you were talking about the angel share sitting in the cask. I almost wonder about the devil's cut, like what's actually going to be sitting in the barrel, just getting soaked into it, and wonder what that does.
I think the way that they get the devil's cut is they kind of destroy they destroy the barrel, and they put it through a press, and so we don't have the resources to do the devil's cut of this, but that would be very, very woodsy, I imagine. So anyways, Jeff, what's your thoughts on the difference between the two and which one you prefer?
They're different enough that I would drink either, but I think I like the one in the barrel a little bit better. It seems to have, smooth and mellowed, just a smidge. And I don't know if it's that the alcohol content percentage has changed, but it doesn't feel quite as harsh. So I think that might be that more of the alcohol evaporated than the water did, just because that alcohol has a lower evaporation point. So I think the alcohol content has gone down, which kind of helps with that smoothness, since so much of it got processed in the angel share.
I'm with you on this one, Jeff. They're both very drinkable, very good. the original one before it was put in the cask has a little bit more of a punch. This one was a little bit smoother here in the cask. The big difference I noticed was the aroma. The cask one was a lot sweeter smelling to me. It and they both smell great. Don't get me wrong, but this one smelled a lot smoother. These smell like two completely different things. They taste a lot more similar than they smell.
So how much do you think that's in the glass?
That's one thing I was going to mention too. That could be part of the glass. There's obviously a lot more room in here with the air as opposed to this, but it's hard to say. I would like to try these in different glasses, like a Glencairn or something like that. What about you, Jeremy?
Huge for me. Huge taste difference. Taking it out of the shot. Swallowing after the roll in the tongue, more of a burn. When I went to the one out of the cask, it was. I agree with Ed on the smell, but a lot more smoother during the roll and even swallowing. That's what I enjoyed most out of it, and because I'm not big on the burn, so.
Yeah, I think the proof has definitely changed. There's an absolute difference in it's a totally different product. So real quick, yay or nay, should people invest in in their own private personal mini cask?
I personally think it's a really good idea if you're wanting to change things up just a little bit and more make it your own.
I like the product that comes out better, but the barrel's not cheap, and you do lose a good chunk of the bottle to the angel share. So if you're willing to drink it beforehand, it might not be worth it, but it might salvage a bottle you wouldn't have drunk otherwise.
Yeah, if cost isn't an issue with you, I'd say go for it. I would even go so far as to take what we've put in this cask, put it in another cask, see how that goes. I love them both, but I think it's worth it if cost isn't an issue.
I'll agree with Ed there on the cost. I'd be interested in putting it back in the same cask with what we just let it sit for another 3 weeks and see what the flavor would be then. So, but I agree. If cost is not a issue, I think when I get home, I'm going to go order one for my whiskey at home.
Well, and I would say, because it was a virgin barrel, it soaked up a lot. So if you actually had another fresh batch of the Sandstone, you could throw that in there, and you won't lose it as much. It won't have quite as much impact because it's already been a slightly used barrel, but you won't lose nearly as much from the second bottle as you would the first one.
Okay. So, you'll lose a lot with Angel Share. I think if my memory serves me correctly, the barrel is about $60. If not, look at the screen on our YouTube channel or on our website, and I'll have the actual price. It's a completely different product. The mini cask smells sweeter. The straight out of the bottle tastes sweeter. As usual, closing comments from Gabe.
Honestly, I think that both were really great ideas. I personally think that because it's a brand new oak barrel, that it's got a completely different flavor to it. But yeah, this was a good idea. We should do this again soon.
See you all in March.
See you all March 16th at Louie G's. And for an Irish whiskey tasting, I cannot stress this enough how important it is. If you love the show, if you want to support the show, please, if you can, attend Louie G's for our Irish whiskey tasting, featuring our good friend Christian Doyle from the Gamer series as well as Journey Quest. And there's live music. So afterwards, we actually are music fans. We don't talk about music a lot on this show, but If you're at all a music fan and familiar with the band Queensryche and their album Operation Mindcrime, we are going to claim, whether anybody agrees with it or not, that we're opening for Pamela Moore. And if you don't know who Pamela Moore is, she was Sister Mary on Queensryche's album Operation Mindcrime. She's actually has a solo career, and she is playing at night after we're done with doing our thing. So, yeah, sorry, I don't care if anybody wants to debate this with us. We are opening for Pamela Moore. So, because we're taking that honor whether you like it or not. So, Pamela Moore, thank you for letting us open your show. And there's many bands on there, but all hail to Pamela Moore, also known as Sister Mary, talented artist. Go down to the show notes and check out her video. And anyways, see you on March 16th at Louie G's in Fife.